The mystery of the deep sea has been, for centuries, the last frontier of human exploration. While outer space captures our imagination with the promise of distant stars, the ocean abyss holds secrets that challenge our understanding of Earth's history and geology. Recently, an event that occurred in the frozen reaches of the planet has reignited the debate about what really lies at the bottom of the sea. The disappearance of the autonomous submarine RAN in Antarctica. This event, which at first seemed like a simple technical failure, has transformed into a narrative that mixes cutting-edge science with anomalies that seem taken from a science fiction story, changing our perception of what we know about the most inhospitable corner of the globe. Leave a like, subscribe, and share. Let's begin. To understand the magnitude of what happened, we must place ourselves in the year 2024. The RAN, a high-tech autonomous submarine operated by international scientists, was on a critical mission under the Dotson ice shelf in West Antarctica. This vehicle was not just any submersible, it was one of the few in the world capable of navigating independently under hundreds of meters of solid ice, where radio communication is impossible and the pressure is lethal. Their goal was to map the seabed and measure ice melt, providing vital data for global climate models. However, what the RAN found before vanishing into the abyss has generated a torrent of unanswered questions. During its last scheduled dives, the RAN began sending back data that left researchers on the surface perplexed. Side-scan sonar and high-resolution sensors recorded what scientists officially described as unusual structures on the seabed. It was not the typical sedimentary formations or the expected glacial erosion. The images suggested geometric patterns and elevations that did not fit with the known geology of the Antarctic shelf. These anomalies were the last bits of information that the submarine transmitted before all contact with it was lost. The disappearance of such an advanced piece of technology, at the very moment it was detecting something out of the ordinary, has fueled a series of theories that challenge current paradigms. The idea of a mysterious signal from an ancient or modern submarine is a concept that resonates deeply in human psychology. Although in the case of RAN, there was no conventional radio signal, because radio waves do not travel through water and ice, the data signal carrying the information about the unusual structures acted as an encrypted message from the depths. This event has been compared by mystery enthusiasts to the echoes of submarines that disappeared in World War II. Which have supposedly been detected decades later by modern sonar equipment. The disappearance of the RAN in 2024 has served as the modern catalyst for a narrative that suggests the ocean holds relics of civilizations or technologies that shouldn't be there. From a scientific perspective, researchers are looking for natural explanations for these detections. It has been speculated that the unusual structures could be methane hydrate formations or hydrothermal fluid ejections that have sculpted the seabed into whimsical shapes. However, the geometric precision of some of the data received makes rapid classification difficult. In science, an anomaly is the first step towards a new discovery, but it is also the seed of speculation. When the RAN disappeared, not only was a multi-million-dollar piece of equipment lost, the ability to verify was lost in situ the nature of those forms that defied the norm. The impact of this event changes everything known about Antarctic exploration. Traditionally, we have considered the base of ice shelves as smooth surfaces, or surfaces eroded uniformly by salt water. If complex structures exist beneath the ice, whether geological or otherwise, this would mean that the dynamics of ocean currents and the behavior of glaciers are much more complex than current models suggest. The mysterious data signal from the RAN indicates that we are operating with an incomplete map of the world. There are geographical features, or perhaps submerged archaeological remains from times when Antarctica was not covered in ice, that could rewrite the climatic and geological history of the planet. The disappearance of RAN also underscores the vulnerability of our technology to the unknown. Despite having inertial navigation systems and artificial intelligence algorithms, the submarine was unable to return. Was it an unexpected current, an ice collapse, or something related to the structures he was documenting? In the narrative of the underwater mystery, the disappearance of the explorer at the very moment of the discovery is a recurring trope that, in this case, has manifested itself in reality. This creates a sense of unease among the scientific community. The idea that there are areas of the ocean that seem to defend their secrets with relentless efficiency. As headlines about seafloor anomalies multiplied, the distinction between science and myth began to blur in public opinion. Many recalled ancient legends about lost continents and underwater bases, seeing in the case of Ran proof that something is hidden beneath the 2-kilometer-thick ice layer. For scientists, the challenge is twofold. They must find a way to recover the lost data or send a new mission that can withstand the conditions that defeated the Ran, while managing the expectations of a world yearning for extraordinary answers. What is undeniable is that the Ran record has changed the agenda of modern oceanography. It's no longer just about measuring water temperature or ice thickness. Now there's an imperative to identify what those unusual structures are. If it were discovered that these were previously unseen natural formations, we would be facing a new field of marine geology. If, on the other hand, the structures turn out to be artificial or remnants of undocumented activity, the impact on our understanding of history would be seismic. The signal sent by the submarine before its silence acts as a beacon, attracting future explorers into the unknown. Leave a like, subscribe, and share. In the context of underwater technology, the Ran event has prompted a review of how we design our eyes in the abyss. If there are environments that can swallow a state-of-the-art autonomous submarine, we need more robust backup systems and perhaps new forms of quantum or acoustic communication that can break through the physical barriers that currently isolate us from the depths. The mystery lies not only in what was found, but in our current inability to return and reclaim that knowledge. The story of the Ran adds to a long list of underwater mysteries that have captivated humanity. From the San Juan in the South Atlantic to the Kursk in the Barents Sea, submarines have always been capsules of drama and mystery. But the case of the Ran is different because it is a machine designed for science, operating in a territory that is technically extraterrestrial to us. West Antarctica is a place where time seems to stand still, and where what is buried under the ice remains unchanged for millennia. Any anomaly detected there has the potential to be a century-defining discovery. Science seeks rational explanations, and it is likely that, in time, new submersibles will be sent out that will reveal that the structures were simply strange rock formations or unusual mineral deposits. But until that moment arrives, the void left by the Ran is filled with uncertainty and wonder. The mysterious signal that changed everything we knew is, in essence, a reminder of our own ignorance. We believe that GPS and satellites have mapped every corner of the Earth, but the reality is that we barely know the surface of the ocean. What happens beneath hundreds of meters of ice remains a territory of shadows. The 2024 event marks a turning point. It forces us to look down with the same humility with which we look up at the stars. The unusual structures of the Ran are the underwater equivalent of a radio signal picked up by a radio telescope from a distant galaxy. An invitation to investigate, an anomaly that breaks the monotony of the expected. Whether the Ran was the victim of a geophysical accident or stumbled upon something we are not ready to understand, its last transmission remains a testament to the spirit of exploration and the mysteries that still await in the frozen heart of Antarctica. In conclusion, the case of the autonomous submarine Ran is not just a material loss for science. It is the beginning of a new narrative about the seabed. The detected structures challenge our notions of Antarctic geology and open the door to speculations that, although they must be treated rigorously, cannot be ignored. The ocean remains the largest museum and laboratory on Earth, and events like this show us that, however much we advance technologically, nature will always have one last card up its sleeve, one last mysterious sign that forces us to question everything we thought we knew about our blue and white world. The mystery of the Ran will persist until another machine, or perhaps a human being, is able to descend into the same abyss and look squarely at whatever the submarine saw before it died. This discovery has prompted several space agencies, such as NASA, to take an interest in the data from the RAN. The reason is that the Dotson ice shelf is considered a terrestrial analog of the conditions that could be found on Europa, Jupiter's moon. If there are structural anomalies under the Antarctic ice caused by unknown processes, understanding them is vital for future space missions searching for life under extraterrestrial ice crusts. Thus, the mysterious signal from RAN transcends the borders of our planet, linking the exploration of terrestrial abysses with the search for answers in the cosmos. The disappearance of the autonomous submarine underlines a fundamental truth. Knowledge has a price. Sometimes, that price is the loss of the most advanced technology, and other times, it is the fall of our most deeply rooted certainties. The unusual structures of Antarctica remain there in absolute stillness under the ice, while on the surface humanity tries to decipher the echo of the last signal from a machine that saw too much. What the RAN recorded in 2024 was not just a technical fact. It was a reminder that the ocean is vast, ancient, and still largely a territory of wonders and shadows that we are only just beginning to glimpse. The story of the RAN will continue to be told in oceanography departments and mystery forums alike. Some will look for the error in the algorithm, others will look for the entrance to a lost world. But deep down, both groups are looking for the same thing: to understand the message that the abyss sent through a small robot before claiming it forever. That sign changes everything because it forces us to admit that, in the heart of the 21st century, there are still places where the rules of the known do not apply, and where reality can be much stranger than fiction. Leave a like, subscribe, and share. Until next time.